That's the beauty of Bond films, isn't it? For all of us, growing up as kids, watching them, even watching your parents watch them, and seeing some amazing, amazing action sequence, and knowing there's been a real person do it. For me, being in the industry 20 years and working and growing up with the world of CGI, and then working as a practical stuntman, and there's no bigger challenge or no bigger, I don't know, kudos to being on a Bond film and doing a stunt for real, because you've seen iconic stunts. Bond has always set the standard for all action films for the last 50 years. So to be part of that and actually go into a Bond, prepping, designing, coordinating anything, you've got to have a real person that's got to perform that stunt, which is a huge difference to working with a more animated, superhero kind of character. Bond's a real man, although he's extraordinary and he's got, determination and he's got superior skill. He's just he's a man at the end of the day. I think for us on a Bond, it's a real fine line. Even going back to when we did Casino Royale with Daniel, Daniel performed so much of his own stunts on that film and worked so hard and took the knocks along the way, along with us as a stunt department. Working under Gary Powell, who was coordinating at the time, and working with Martin Campbell, that's kind of set the standard for these Bond films for Daniel, where you know that there's a high risk because it is, you're going to do it for real. Although we'll break it down and we'll prep it as safely and as smartly as possible. End of the day, someone when they call action, that's a real person jumping off the cranes or crashing the car or jumping the motorcycle or driving the boat. And in Daniel as well, being at number ones with Daniel when he's running across the top of the cranes, when he's in the boat or he's in the car, it's all happening for real, which is far more rewarding as a stunt coordinator and a stuntman rather than working in an environment which is just a green screen environment where you're working just, on a mocap suit or you're trying to interact with things that aren't real. You are interacting with a real car. A real truck is coming towards you. A real boat is speeding beside you. Guys are flying past you. It just brings it's happening for real. Those stunts are really happening and you're right in the middle of it. So as soon as Lashana started with us, every day, straight into we used to call it Shed 32, which was where we had our fight training, we had our gym, and a lot of the guys we go in there and concept a lot of the action. Olivier and me would sit down and just throwing notes around everywhere, and then Lashana would be training in the corner. So you pop in and always keep an eye on what she was doing. Working non-stop the whole time. If she wasn't stretching or conditioning, have a pistol in her hand, or should she have a rifle, and constantly just working on all of the things that we knew that were going to be coming her way. So again, putting her in a harness, getting her at comfortable height and wire work, absolutely again, brilliant, and loved every minute of it. Was bouncing through the door every morning. Let's go. What we doing? Where's my gun? That is what you need when you're working, as a lead on a Bond film, especially when her character is going to have such a physical role. She was, yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I think for me on this film, I mean, No Time to Die. Hopefully, we're going to touch on all of the favourite things about Bond, which for me has been great to see some gadgets come back, and they're fun, and they're not there just for the sake of being there. The action again, doing as much as we can practically, and applying logic to it, and seeing Bond do things that Bond would do, is really important. I've done the last five with Michael and Barbara, and you become like family. You spend 12, 15 months together, and more so than working with any other producers or working for any other franchise, you genuinely want to achieve the best you can, because every time you see each other in the morning or you're saying goodnight on rap, you just get to know each other so well, and you know when people are happy, you know when people are disappointed, or when people are stressed, and there is a lot of that. It's such an intense period shooting a Bond film that you become like family and you're looked after like family. Barbara walk around and just check on all departments. Walk around having a cup of tea. How you doing? Not just talking about how you're doing at work or how you're doing. That day, generally checking in to see how you're all doing, because it is so intense. Same for Michael. Michael has been great because Michael just he'll very very quietly just walk his way through set. He'll watch what's going on, and he'll see a department under pressure, and he'll come up and he'll give you a nod and give you a well done, or check you're all right, and that means the world to the crew, to be honest, and that's why everybody loves working for them.